Hey, want to get that perfect heel and toe downshift every time? We've all been there. You're rolling along in your sports car. You want to downshift and rev match, but something always goes wrong. Maybe your car over revs, or maybe it feels like you're shifting through a bowl of oatmeal. Well, today we're going to master that heel and toe so you can be the smooth operator behind the wheel. So let's start with why heel and toe matters. Matching the revs of the engine to the speed of the wheels helps to synchronize the drivetrain components. By doing so, you reduce strain on the synchronizing rings inside your gearbox and prevent those clunky, jarring downshift changes. Plus, by matching the engine speed, you maintain stability when cornering, giving you better control and confidence. So it's not just about making your car sound cool, although it does sound amazing. It's also about taking care of your vehicle and driving more smoothly. Now if you're feeling fancy, you could just rev match using the clutch and gas pedals, but that can be tough to coordinate. Instead, we're going to show you the heel and toe technique, which can be easier to pull off. To do a heel and toe downshift, you have to simultaneously apply the brakes and adjust the throttle position while engaging the clutch to downshift. It sounds complicated, but if you break it down step by step, it becomes easy enough even for beginners. First, understand the basics of rev matching. When you lift your foot off the accelerator pedal, you let the engine idle speed drop. However, when you need to downshift while braking, you want to raise the engine speed back up before you engage the lower gear. This way, there's no shock transmitted through the drivetrain when the lower gear suddenly grabs. That's where blipping the throttle comes in. You quickly press and release the accelerator pedal to increase engine speed. If you think about the entire drivetrain from the engine to the wheels, it's all about getting the rotation of the wheels and the engine to spin at the same speed. Next, consider the layout of your pedals. In most cars, the brake pedal is on the left, the clutch is on the left, and the gas pedal is on the right. So the heel of your foot naturally rests on the brake pedal and the ball of your foot on the clutch. Then you can use the side of your foot or the heel to operate the throttle pedal. Some people prefer to pivot their heel up and down, while others move their foot from side to side. Find whatever works best for you and practice it until it becomes second nature. But if you're in a situation where you don't have access to a car, you can use an exercise bike and some weights to mimic the movements of pressing the brake, clutch, and throttle pedals. Just place the weights on the pedals and practice the motions with your feet. This will help build strength and endurance, especially in situations where you might encounter heavy clutch or brake pedals. Now let's walk through the process step by step. First, brake. Press the brake pedal firmly with the ball of your foot. Next, clutch in. Smoothly press the clutch pedal with your left foot without stalling the car. Third, blip the throttle while continuing to press the brake. The key here is to be gentle. Don't slam the throttle pedal down, just give it a quick press to rev match. Fourth, downshift. Now that the engine speed is synchronized with the wheels, shift down into the next gear. Finally, clutch out smoothly. Slowly and steadily release the clutch pedal to bring the car to a stop without jerking forward. You should also check out our other video about the importance of clutch bite point and how to find it in different cars. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more tips. Alright, now that you know the steps, let's talk about variations. You don't necessarily have to use the heel for the blip. Some drivers find it easier to roll the side of their foot over to the throttle pedal. Experiment with both methods and see which feels more comfortable for you and your car. Remember, the goal is to find the smoothest, most efficient way to perform a heel and toe. So try out these different styles and find what works best for you. But remember to keep the car running smoothly. Apply steady pressure to the brake pedal throughout the downshifting process. If you lift off the brake momentarily, the car could lurch forward unexpectedly. Now it's time to put it all together and practice, practice, practice. Start slowly and get a feel for each step before putting it all together. Begin by practicing braking and blipping the throttle while stationary. This will help you develop the right muscle memory for pressing the clutch and throttle pedals in the correct sequence. Once you've mastered that, begin practicing with slow speed, gentle braking, and downshifting. As you gain confidence, you can gradually add more speed and simulate real-world driving conditions. But what if you're still having trouble? It's time to troubleshoot. If your car is over-revving, you're probably pressing the throttle pedal too much when blipping. Try easing off the throttle pedal more quickly to avoid over-revving. On the other hand, if your downshift is causing engine braking, you may not be pressing the throttle enough. Experiment with different amounts of pressure to find the right balance. And don't forget, the key to a successful heel and toe is to keep your foot on the brake when you press the throttle. Here's a pro tip. If you find yourself missing the perfect downshift, try pressing the clutch pedal down again while still holding the brake. This will allow you to match the revs and downshift without having to press the throttle. It's a handy trick to have up your sleeve when you need it. But what if you're still struggling? Even after all this practice, there's one last thing you can try. Adjust the height of your seat and pedals. If you can't comfortably reach the pedals, it could be affecting your technique. Try lowering your seat and raising the pedals to make them more accessible, or vice versa, depending on your car. Finding the right position can make all the difference. You should also check out our video on how to find the friction point or bite point on your clutch. Every car is different, and knowing where that friction point is on your clutch will really help when you're relearning this technique. And don't worry if you don't get it right away. It takes time and repetition to build the necessary muscle memory. Just stick with it, and eventually it will become second nature. So let's recap the steps one more time. When performing a heel and toe downshift, first press the brake pedal with the ball of your foot. Second, depress the clutch pedal with your left foot without stalling the engine. Third, blip the throttle using the heel or side of your foot, while continuing to press the brake. Fourth, downshift to the next gear. Fifth, release the clutch pedal smoothly to bring the car to a stop without jerking. As you continue to practice, pay attention to your body positioning and ensure you're reapplying the right amount of pressure when blipping the throttle. With time and persistence, you'll master the heel and toe downshift and enjoy the improved control and confidence it brings when driving. But don't worry if you don't get it right away. It takes time and repetition to build the necessary muscle memory. Stick with it, and eventually it will become second nature. So when should you not use a heel and toe? For leisurely drives around town, a heel and toe isn't strictly necessary. You can simply press the brake pedal with the ball of your foot and downshift as usual. It's when you're driving more spiritedly or need to downshift under braking, such as when approaching a tight corner, that a heel and toe becomes beneficial. There you have it. By following these simple steps and practicing, you'll be performing smooth and seamless heel and toe downshift in no time. Whether you're navigating winding roads or downshifting for that perfect engine sound, you'll be able to do it with style and precision. So go ahead, hit the road and put your newly learned skills to the test. And do not forget to share this video with fellow gearheads who need to master the art of the heel and toe. Safe driving, everyone.